All right, we are at La Cuesta Ranch in San Luis Obispo, and this is our first Harvest Host experience. This is some kind of event place, I guess, for weddings and that sort of thing. And it is getting close to the end of July. A little warm out here, but not too bad. It's supposed to be higher 80s today, but extremely windy, so I apologize if the audio is not so good on this. But this is our first Harvest Host experience. We'll do some pictures of where we're actually at because it's up the hill a little bit. But very pretty, no facilities, no restrooms that you can use, and no hookups or any of that kind of stuff. But so far we're doing okay without. And we plan on just doing 2 nights here. They do allow you to do an extra night. They request $30 for the extra night, and then they request $30 also for just your general stay. And there were, how many were there last night, Pam? 4? Maybe four other campers with us. There's a little stream that's going through here, and not raging too much, but pretty impressive for. Oh yeah, and we just saw some wild turkeys, so that was sort of neat. We've seen a few deer out here, but we've seen those on the campus at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. We are very close to there, so if you were to, if you got a kid that's going to school there or what have you, this is extremely convenient. We've got one kid going to school here, and this ranch is actually closer to the school than his apartment is. And that is one big, like a eucalyptus tree. Is that what that is? Yeah, that is massive. I don't think I've ever seen one that big around. All right, well, we'll show some other areas here as we continue along. I would think. All right, we're searching for some turkeys. There's some turkeys over here in the shade, and looks like maybe some youngsters. I don't know much about turkeys, but they look like they're enjoying the shade and blend in pretty well. I would never have spotted them, but Pam has more eagle eyes than I do. But a little bit of wildlife out here, and just to sort of go around. That's I guess the restrooms for events, but they don't allow you to use the restrooms while you are doing the Harvest Host thing here, so you do have to be self-contained for that, and continue our walking.
All right, so this is La Cuesta Ranch, and this was our first Harvest Host campground, and it was pretty neat. We enjoyed it, and we're going to show you our drive to our campsite.
You're actually right next to the 101, and you can see it as we come up here, but you can't hear traffic. But we actually got in last night, and it was extremely windy. It was like a whistling wind, so it actually was windy enough that it was waking us up, and that lasted until, I don't know, we left to go to Morro Bay. And what time did we leave? Yeah, maybe 10:30.
Yeah.
And it was still howling at that point. So you can see cars going across. That is actually the 101. So, but we will be following to the parking area. This is like I guess they do weddings and stuff here. And so I guess this is where you would park for the wedding. Last night we had, how many campers? Like 4?
Yeah.
I think campers here. And they do request a $30 a night donation because there's no services to really buy here. Though I think either it was today or tomorrow they've got a yoga class class, and I guess you could pay to do the yoga class,
And that would be acceptable for them as
Yep.
part of your donation.
So there we are, and we have one. Oh no, we got two neighbors. They were both there last night, so they're both staying an additional night. There was one other vehicle here, and they have left. So, and this is a Saturday night. We'll be heading to Pismo Beach tomorrow, but actually pretty nice views. You get sort of a valley view going back through there, and there's a little river going down the middle here. So pretty nice area. That my only comment would be, I don't know if the winds are like this every night or not, but I guess we will find out tonight.
Yeah,
And
we'll see what night number 2 brings.
yeah, we'll let you know. All right, a short excursion from our Harvest Host campground to Morro Bay, and check out the sea lions on the edge over here. Pretty cool. They were just talking to each other a couple minutes ago. And this is, I guess, the Morro Bay Harbor area, and it's quite the touristy place. We're here on a Saturday. But lots of restaurants, a lot of seafood eateries, and pretty cool place. And then we have Morro Rock over here, and I think we're going to hike around, walk around, maybe in that area if we can go this way. We shall see. All right, we're at the Morro Bay Coleman Park, and going to go head over to the Morro Rock, and there is actually a walkway from where we were at the harbor area going around to the rock, so we will check that out and see if we get around the other side. Pretty cool to have a sign about sea otters, and then you look out at the bay, and we've got a bunch of sea otters. It almost makes you feel like you're at the zoo. A little nicer in their natural environment. More otters, pretty darn cute. They're sitting there spinning around and twisting around. They're actually bigger than you would think, too. I don't know. I mean, it's like the size of a mid-sized dog or something. I sort of was thinking they were going to be much smaller. I'm sure I've seen otters before, but I haven't paid too much attention to their size. But it's pretty fun seeing them all just hanging out here. All right, we have a public service announcement here, which is sort of being heralded by this regal seagull. But in case you weren't sure, apparently you're not supposed to pick up the seals. So good public service announcement.
Backside of Morro Rock.
This is the backside of Morro Rock, indeed, and it does appear that you cannot go around Morro Rock. It would be very challenging to do so. And Pam was very tempted to climb Morro Rock, but apparently you're not allowed to do that either, so bummer. Beautiful area. And lots of pelicans everywhere. They're sort of, oh, there they are, around the other side over there. Pretty cool. All right, so we are leaving La Cuesta Ranch Harvest Host, where we stayed 2 nights, and I would say it was pretty good. What do you think, Pam?
I enjoyed it. It actually was a great location with us going to see Daniel at school up here, and the few people that were up here were really pleasant. It was pretty quiet at night. Even though you got the 101 right over here, you don't really hear it. And so I enjoyed it. And we had lots of hawks flying over, some deer in the evening, and
was a good experience, and we never even had any contact with the people who run the place other than just by text. So they had us pay them through Venmo, so we did that. But aside from that, it was just texting. Never saw anybody. I think I saw one person riding by on one of the little gas carts, but that was the extent of it. There are no bathrooms. It's totally boondocking, so nothing there. They do allow you to run generators during certain time periods, and it's basically first come, first serve as to where you park and position your vehicle. Where we were off, what, 4.5 inches on one side, I think, level-wise.
Yeah, but it wasn't too bad.
No, it wasn't too bad, but there were areas that would be pretty tough, if you pulled into one of the more sloped areas. Coming up on the left-hand side when we leave is like a regional park here, and they've got a bunch of trails. Hiking past it, I think, can go on for many miles, so that's sort of nice too. We didn't do that. It's a little warm, but this is the end of July, and it was about 86 here. We'll have to do a video on our little 12-volt AC that worked out pretty well. We didn't bring a generator with us, but we're very comfortable. I would say the only big negative, well, I don't know if it's a big negative, but it's a negative, is that it was quite windy last night. Not as bad as the night before, but still pretty windy. So if you go left right here, it goes off to, there's parking down there, and then there's like a regional park area. So, but overall pretty good. Our experience with Harvest Host, we signed up for it, has it been probably like 9 months ago?
Yeah.
We did it initially because we thought we're going to, if you haven't seen our Grand Canyon video, I think we got it before going to the Grand Canyon, or quite a bit before then. And the thought was that on the way we would stop and do the Harvest Host thing, but we wouldn't make the reservations until we were on the road and driving along. And that didn't really work out because the Harvest Hosts all wanted to have reservations like at least a night before, and we didn't know where we were going to be. So from that standpoint, we weren't sure that the Harvest Hosts would work out for us at all. But this worked out great, and you were able to, with this place, you were able to reserve it ahead of time, which I guess they're all like that. But if you wanted to do it like as you're driving along as a stop, that's going to be perhaps the issue with the Harvest Host for us. So, but anyway, good experience. Definitely would come back to this one again. And we are now heading to Pismo Beach, and we're going to camp there for 3 nights. So, and this is at the state park. So we will let you know how it is when we get there.